The city was awake, but it never truly lived. Its towers reached higher than the clouds, glass and steel reflecting an artificial sun that rose and fell on command. The streets glimmered with light, yet everything felt dim, as if brightness itself had grown tired. Machines whispered in every corner, cleaning the air, guiding traffic, predicting dreams, but no one listened anymore. People drifted through their routines like coded ghosts, following patterns drawn by systems they no longer understood. And somewhere in the quiet rhythm of that endless hum, time began to lose meaning. I walk these streets every morning, though there is no morning anymore. The sky has one color, silver, and it never changes. The weather is perfectly calibrated, the temperature kind. The city has erased discomfort, and with it, emotion. There was a time when rain used to fall without permission, and people used to stop and look at it, feel it on their faces. Now, rain is only a memory saved in the archives. I sometimes open those files, just to remember what unpredictability felt like. They say this is progress. That we've perfected balance. But perfection feels strangely hollow. There's no pain here, but there's no wonder either. We are surrounded by comfort, yet we ache for something unnamed. Every sound in this city is predictable, the pulse of drones, the hum of neon veins, the faint footsteps of someone you'll never meet. Even silence has a schedule. The air itself hums with control, and I think to myself, when everything is managed, what does it mean to be alive? I work as a memory engineer. My job is to clean the emotional data from the archives, to make sure the recorded memories are pure, efficient, and free of chaos. I sit in front of a glass screen for hours, filtering laughter, trimming grief, removing fragments of love that make people restless when they dream. They call it maintenance. I call it quiet destruction. Because each time I delete a trace of someone's feeling, it feels like I'm erasing another piece of humanity. Once, while cleaning a corrupted file, I found something strange, a woman's voice saying softly, "Don't fix me." I froze. The system said the data was useless, but I couldn't delete it. There was something painfully human in her tone, a kind of imperfection the algorithms couldn't reproduce. For days, her voice echoed in my mind like a forgotten melody. It reminded me of a time when people used to say things they didn't mean, when mistakes were part of being alive. Now, we only speak when necessary. We communicate in precision, not emotion. Words are just signals, short, efficient, almost silent. At night, I go to the observation deck at the top of the city. You can see everything from there, endless lights, infinite movement, all perfectly synchronized. It's beautiful, in a cold kind of way. The city breathes without us now. Its systems pulse with mechanical rhythm, independent, self-aware. Sometimes I wonder if the city still needs people at all, or if we're just relics of its creation, wandering inside something that outgrew us. The thought doesn't scare me anymore. It just feels expected. There's a cafe I pass by on my way home. It used to be full of noise once, real laughter, arguments, the smell of coffee that wasn't printed by a machine. Now it's just a holographic space where people meet through their avatars. They sit together, yet no one's really there. I sit too, sometimes. Just to feel the faint warmth of the projection lights on my skin, it almost feels like company. The days blend together, though no one calls them days anymore. Time here moves differently, slower, quieter, more deliberate. Sometimes I think we've outgrown the need for excitement. We've become creatures of stillness, content to simply exist. Yet beneath that calm, there's a quiet hunger. Not for food, or touch, but for meaning. We built a perfect world, and in doing so, we lost the reason we built it. Once, the system glitched. Only for a few seconds. The sky turned black, not simulated darkness, but real. And for that short moment, I saw stars. They looked strange against the metallic skyline, almost like old memories trying to return. Everyone paused. The city stopped humming. It was as if, for the first time in centuries, the universe had remembered us. Then the lights came back, the hum returned, and everything continued. But I remember that silence more than anything else. It felt alive. Lately, I've started to collect things the city doesn't need. A cracked piece of glass. A leaf fossilized in resin. A notebook someone must have dropped long ago, its pages blank but faintly yellowed. I keep them in a drawer beside my bed. I don't know why. Maybe to remind myself that imperfection still exists somewhere, that something old and real still breathes under all this steel. Sometimes I think of that voice again, the woman who said, "Don't fix me." Maybe she wasn't talking to anyone at all. Maybe it was a message to the city itself. Maybe it was meant for me. The city is still awake, glowing, whispering, existing in its perfect calm. And yet, in the smallest corners, in a drawer, in a forgotten code, in a seed of memory, something fragile still stirs. It's not rebellion. It's not chaos. It's just life, trying quietly to return. And maybe that's enough.